Hello and welcome to Rain on My Crusade. Chapter 3, Buffoons!
The movies I make are movies selfishly that I make for my own enjoyment, things that I would like to react to in various ways. And I make these movies to eat a lot of popcorn and to clap and laugh and have a good time.
Prior to Last Crusade, Steven Spielberg directed Empire of the Sun, the story of a boy who is separated from his parents and grows up in a prisoner of war camp.
It's really about the death of innocence, the death of one's childhood, which is kind of the opposite of stuff I usually do. I usually celebrate childhood, and I usually celebrate the kind of perseverance and preservation of innocence. But this was a real interesting story about how it takes an entire war to turn a young boy into a man. I guess you could think your life was so simple that everything you once were is contained in this small box, which is not really a fair measure of who you are, but it's interesting to think about this box as everything it used to be.
Did Jamie's journey in Empire of the Sun signal Spielberg acknowledging that it was time for his directorial choices to mature beyond escapist fare like Indiana Jones? Was the obligation to direct a third Indiana Jones instead of Rain Man perceived as a regression relative to his maturing directorial ambitions? Was this obligation resented? And if Steven was maturing as a filmmaker, why were characters like Brody and Sala devolving towards immaturity in Last Crusade? Was the transformation of the seemingly mature and competent Brody and Sala from Raiders into the inept infants we see in Crusade a way of elevating Steven's newly mature directorial ambitions? Was his heart not an escapist fare anymore? Is that why Crusade lingers on a train door, or why it features bland adversaries like Fedora and Panama Hat, or why it features sloppy action beats like Roscoe not getting up again, or adversaries whose adversarial stance collapses once they've fulfilled their action set-piece obligations to the film, or why formerly mature allies like Brody and Sala have regressed into infantile roles? From the Raiders Story Conference of 1978. And one of the things that really helped Mifune in all the Kurosawa movies is that he was always surrounded by really inept characters, really silly buffoons, which made him so much more majestic. Then George replies, well, they shouldn't be buffoons. The one thing we're going to do is make a very good period piece that is realistic and believable. A 30s movie, even in the Sam Spade genre. Even in The Maltese Falcon, there were some pretty goofy characters, but they were all pretty real in their own bizarre way. And so it appears that as far as Raiders was concerned, Satipo and Barranca would serve as the silly buffoon characters, making Indy seem majestic by comparison.
I'd always been a big Denham Elliott fan, and he lent a kind of paternal warmth, a sort of benevolent consigliere to Indiana Jones.
Nearly 3,000 years, man has been searching for the lost ark. Not something to be taken lightly. No one knows its secrets. It's like nothing you've ever gone after before.
Henry, the pen.
What?
But don't you see? The pen is mightier than the sword.
Thanks for watching. Bye.